Hello everyone, this is Mom Joy and I'm here to help you out in your next math journey. And now we're here on the last lesson of chapter 1. And this lesson is mostly a review on addition and subtraction with fractions. Let's start with like fractions. What are like fractions? Like fractions are fractions with the same denominator. In adding or subtracting like fractions, we simply combine the numerator, whether it's addition or subtraction, and we simply copy the denominator. For example, 3/7 plus 4/7. Since the denominator are the same, which is 7, then we simply add 3 plus 4, which goes to 7, and our answer is 7/7 or equal to 1. The same rule is applied to subtraction. For example, we have 5/6 minus 1/6, so we simply subtract the numerator. 5 minus 1 is equals to 4, and we copy the denominator 6. And since we know that 4/6 is not yet in the simplest form, so we divide both the numerator and denominator by 2, and we come up with the lowest term, 2/3. Let's move on to adding and subtracting unlike fractions. What are unlike fractions again? Okay, these are the fractions with different denominators. So meaning the fractions doesn't have a common denominator. And we know that we cannot go ahead to add or subtract them unless we change the denominator into the same common factor. Can you still remember how to find the least common denominator? Let's try this following examples. 1/2 plus 3/7. So how are we going to find the LCM? Okay, look at the denominators. It's 2 and 7. To find the LCM, we can find the smallest common multiple of 2 and 7. So counting by 2's, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Count by 7's, we have 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35, and so on. Looking at the list of numbers, count by 2's and count by 7, it appears that the first number that is common among these two lists is 14. And so 14 is the least common denominator of 2 and 7. After getting the LCD, we can now proceed to rewriting the fractions into like fractions. Okay, so instead of 2 and 7, we're going to write 14 as the denominator of these two fractions. Okay, what are we supposed to do with 2 to become 14? We multiply by 7, right? Therefore, we have to multiply the top by 7 as well. So 1 times 7 is going to be 7. And for 3, since we need to multiply 7 by 2, we have to multiply 3 by 2 as well. Okay, to keep the value, so we're simply multiplying them by 1. Okay, 2/2 is 1, 7/7 is 1. Therefore, we have 6/14. And since we need to add, we have to add 7 and 6. So 7 plus 6 is equals to 13. Therefore, 1/2 plus 3/7 is equivalent to 13/14. Let's apply the concept of fractions to the following situations. For numbers 1 and 2, we need to find the next number in the sequence. Okay, so for number 1, 1/2, 0, -1/2. What have you noticed? Yes, the number is decreasing by 1/2. Therefore, we have to subtract 1/2 to the third number, so -1/2 minus 1/2 is negative 1. And then negative 1/2 minus 1/2 again is 1 and 1/2, or we can write negative 3 over 2. Okay, if you want to do one more time, negative 3 over 2 minus 1/2 is negative 1 and 1/2 minus 1/2 is negative 2. Okay, you can continue that sequence. Okay, number 2, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8. So what have you noticed? So we simply get the 1/2 of the previous number. Okay, so 1/2 is the first number. So what is 1/2 of 1/2? 1/4. Okay, so it's like 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. And then the next one, 1/4 times 1/2 is 1/8. And then 1/8, we get the 1/2 of 1/8 is 1 over 16. If you want to proceed, 1 over 16, get the 1/2 again, and that will be 1 over 32. And the sequence will just continue using the same procedure. Okay, let's proceed. For the next 4 questions, we need to find their sums or difference. And then we reduce to the lowest term, and we're told that the variables are assumed to be non-zero numbers. Okay, let's go ahead. So the third number, 3/8 minus 5/8. Okay, so we see that this fraction is a like fraction with the same denominator. So we simply subtract 3 minus 5 is negative 2, and we just copy 8. Now you notice 2 and 8 are not yet in its simplest form, so we can still divide this by 2 and 2, so we have negative 1/4 as our final answer. Okay, number 7. Still like fractions, so it's 3 the denominator, and then x minus 1, we just simply copy. And that's it. Okay, number 11. Now you notice it's still the same denominator, so we just copy 2 and we combine the top. So x will be there the same as before, and then we combine 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay, for number 15, here you see the denominator is a, so we just simply combine the numerator. So 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 5 is 10. So our final answer is 10 over a. For number 25 and 29, we're asked to find the LCD of the following numbers and then use the methods to add and subtract as indicated. So 25 is negative 3/4 plus 1. Can we combine these two numbers right away, this fraction and the whole number 1? Of course not. Okay, we need to convert this into a fraction with the same denominator as 3/4. So first we copy 3/4, and we know that 1 is the same as 4 over 4, right? So 4 over 4, and 4 minus 3 is 1. And so we have the final answer, 1 over 4. How about number 29? We have 5 over 12 minus negative 3/8. So here we have a minus and a minus. So these two numbers will turn out to be positive. But wait, the LCD are not yet ready. So 12 and 8. What must be the LCD of 12 and 8? So 12, 24, 36. Now for 8, we have 8, 16, 24. Again, I think we found it. It's 24. So write 24 here at the bottom. And now 12, what do we do with 12 to become 24? We times 2, right? So we also times 2 this one. So 5 times 2 is 10. And now we use addition. And 8, what do we do with 8 to get 24? We multiply by 3, so the top also multiply by 3. So that will be 3 times 3 is 9. And so finally, we have 10 plus 9 is 19 over 24. Now let's try a more complicated set of fractions. Key number 33, 17 over 30 plus 11 over 42. Now help me find the LCD of 30 and 42. Okay, bigger numbers, so let's try to use prime factorization this time. Okay, so let's list down the prime factors of 30. 30 is simply a 2 times 15, right? And a 15 is 3 times 5. While 42, we can break the 2 times 21, and 21 is 3 times 7. Okay, so what will be our LCD? It's 2 times 3 times 5. No need to repeat 20 again. And then we take 7. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30, and 30 times 7 is 210. Now let's proceed with the top 17. Now what are we supposed to do to 30 to get 210? We have to multiply this by 7. So the same thing we do on top. What is 17 times 7? It's 119. And then we add, what shall we do with 42 to get 210? We multiply this by 5. So the top is also 5. So 11 times 5 is 55. And finally, 119 plus 55 is 174 divided by 210. Now let's try to simplify. What's the biggest number that divides 174 and 210? Maybe 6. So 6 times, was that 29? Okay. And 210 is 6 times 35. Now we can cancel 6, so we left 29 over 35. For number 41, what is the LCD of 2, 3, 4, and 6? Okay, so 2, this is still a 2, this is a 3, 4 is a 2 squared, and 6 is 2 times 3. So we get all the primes, but this time we have a 2 square. So we take the 2 with the higher exponent. So 2 squared times 3. So that is basically 4 and 3. Our LCD is 12. So now let's try 12. Okay, and then we replace. So 2 will be times 6. So this is also times 6. We have 6 plus 3 is a times 4. So this times 4, get a 4 plus 4 we multiply by 3. So this is also 3 plus 6 we multiply by 2. So the top multiplied by 2. So that will be 2. Now, finally, we can add 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 2 is 15. So our answer is 15 over 12. Since this is an improper fraction, we can still reduce. We divide both the numerator and denominator by 3 maybe, and we end up with a 5/4. That's it. Okay, let's go back to the sequence. Number 51. What is the fourth term in the sequence? So you notice it's 1/5, 1/5, 1/25. So what's going on with the numbers? So this one we multiply by 1/5, right? And again we multiply by 1/5, we get 1/25. So to get the fourth number, we also multiply 1/25 by 1/5. Therefore, the fourth number is 1/25 times 5 is 125. Number 53. Use the rule for order of operations to simplify this question. So this is 9 minus, this is 15. 3 times 5 is 15 divided by 3. And so we have 9 minus 15 divided by 3 is a 5. Therefore, our final answer is 4. Okay, 59. We'll just simplify 16. And then what is 1/2 squared? Negative will give us positive. So that will be 1/4 minus 125 times negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. And 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, simplify. 16 divided by 4 is a 4 times 1 is still 4 minus 125 divided by 5 is a 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Therefore, our final answer, 4 minus 20 is negative 16. Number 67. Negative 15 divided by 5/3 times 18. Now, what do you want to do first? Okay, deal with the first two. So 15 divided by 5/3 is simply like multiplying negative 15 to 3/5. And then we proceed with multiplication. Now, we all know that 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9 times 18. Okay, don't forget it's a negative. So negative 9 times 18 is negative 162. Next, we add and subtract the following fractions. Okay, so we combine the like terms, but again, the denominators are not the same. Therefore, what's the LCD of 2, 3, and 4? So this will be 2 squared. 2 squared times 3, that's 4 times 3. Our LCD is 12. And this one we multiply by 6. So this first term will be 6x. The second term will be, we multiply this by 4. So this will be 4. And the third term will be multiplied by 3. So this will be 3x. Okay, now let's combine like terms. 6x plus 3x is 9x. Then plus 4 divided by 12. Number 79. What is our LCD? 4 times 5 is 20 times a is 20a. So to get 20a, we multiply this first one by 20. The second we multiply by 5a. And the last one we multiply by 4a. So 3 times 20 is 60 plus 3 times 5a is 15a. And 1 times 4a is 4a. So combine like terms, 15 plus 4, that will be 19a plus 60 all over 20a. Now remember, you cannot combine these two terms, okay, because they are unlike terms. Same thing with 9x and 4. So you just leave it like that. Number 91. 1 minus 1 over x. Now what will be our LCD? This is 1, right? So x times 1 is just x. Okay, so to become x, we multiply this by x, so 1 times x is x, and then this is already x, so we just minus 1. And that's it. We're done. Okay, this time, multiplication of two terms. So what shall we do first? Simplify. What is 1 minus 1/2? It's 1/2. Okay. Multiply. What is 1 minus 1/3? This is like a 3 over 3 minus 1/3 is 2/3. And therefore, 2 and 2 can be cancelled. Our final answer is 1 over 3. For number 101, letter C, we're asked to find the value of 2x plus 6 over x when x is 3. And so we simply replace x by 3. So we copy 2, and instead of x, we replace this by 3. So 2 times 3 plus 6, and then we can replace this also by 3, so over 3. Now finally, we have 2 times 3 is 6, plus 6 divided by 3 is a 2, and 6 plus 2 is 8. There you go. So that's the last question that we're going to do this time. I hope that you have a good time reviewing fraction. That's all for this lesson, and I hope you will continue to study with me next time.